Back in the distant times of 2004, a new cartoon began its short yet very impactful life on the airwaves of good old Nickelodeon. This was back before we knew the place was being run by freaks, and as such, we could take the time to enjoy some of the media that they presented to our small, impressionable minds. Some may say we turned out all right, and then there's the rest of us that acknowledge that Danny Phantom isn't as good as we might have remembered it. Moving forward, in the slightly less distant time of 2020, a small YouTuber decided to make the stupidest decision of his entire life and commit himself to reviewing every individual episode of that cartoon, doing so without actually realizing what that would entail or even screening the show beforehand to see if it was a good idea. Hello everyone, and I welcome you to the depths of a wretched curse I must carry, a curse I brought upon myself through the errors of my youth, the foolishness and ignorant natures of my past, and the hubris of my actions. A curse of mental decrepitude and deterioration, the effects of which reach out with undeterred tendrils, writhing its way into every unsuspecting soul that ventures too close. I am burdened with a pestilence, dear viewer, and it is a tribulation of my own doing that I must carry into the foreseeable future. I have to review Danny Phantom, and I'm only 10 episodes in. However, on this day, that is about to change, if ever so slightly, because as of now, the clock has ticked forward. I have inched very slightly closer to my release of this affliction. We can now say that another episode has acquired the visitation of my judgment. And what a special occasion today is, I do declare, because as I'm sure you know, we have now arrived at the first fan favorite. Dear viewer, I present to you, Fanning the Flames. While not always the first episode to jump to people's mind, Fanning the Flames is still certainly an episode that carries a level of fame behind it. Sometimes not always for the best of reasons, but it remains important to note that the behaviors of the unpredictable do not directly shine to the media it originates from. But the irony is still not lost on me that fanaticism and its dangers are the topic of the episode, and though these lessons are not specifically addressed in it, perhaps we can still learn from them through the tragedies of the fallen. Yeah, sorry, I just finished writing the creature was stirring script and I'm still in hyper analytical mode. Haven't quite switched back to laugh at Danny Phantom mode. We'll get there, don't worry.
This is so this is my first Danny Phantom episode I've ever watched.
Okay, yeah, your first Danny Phantom. You didn't watch it as a kid at all.
I didn't know it existed until you talked about it.
All right.
Like real shit. I had never heard of this. It missed me. Like I
missed it.
Yeah, I didn't watch like SpongeBob much, but I watched like Cat Dog. You know, that was my era.
Yeah.
I watched some like
you
Rocket
fell,
League.
Yeah. You
Rocket
fell
Kids
off
or
of
whatever.
Nickelodeon like right before this came on. This was like right after. Yeah. So this is really cringe.
Yeah. So I started liking girls when
On a separate note, as I was also telling them, this is a very cringe episode. So
I'm
sorry. Is all I'll say to that. Is like I'm very well. No, I'm really not. But
he has to pretend it's in the disclaimer.
Look, you have been doing this for what, 5 years now?
Yeah, I know, but like you know, Danny Phantom is the only thing that I feel guilty for showing you. So.
Of course you do.
This one and nothing else that you've shown us. Okay.
No, that's all.
Everything else,
not the porcupine.
Nope.
Video.
No, Shammy,
All of that is justified.
everything else was an accident. This is on purpose.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
The episode that people died over.
Yep. And I think they knew this episode was going to be a standout, because not only did Ember go on to become one of the all-time fan favorites of the community, the showrunners also went through the trouble of writing and scoring a full song for the episode's story. And this wasn't a simple jingle that you'd hear only in passing. It was the main plot point of the episode, and even the lyrics had larger story elements behind them. It's September, winds blow, the dead leaves fall. To you I did surrender, 2 weeks you didn't call. Your life goes on without me, my life a losing game. But you should not doubt me. You will remember my name. Your heart has rendered. You're wrong, now bear the shame. Like dead trees in cold December, nothing but ashes remain. And before we go on, we'll get this out of the way.
None of the ghosts would be dead people.
And now we can talk about how Ember died. Now, I've done a little bit more research on this one, and I've actually been rewarded with some interesting information as a result. Unfortunately, none of this actually improves the episode we're going to be talking about, but it is also more interesting than said episode, so we're going to talk about it so we can continue putting it off. It does seem to be common knowledge among the fandom that Ember died in a house fire. Not that that's really giving much deductive credit to them, mind you. The character's name is Ember. Danny Phantom's never really been known for its subtlety. The larger details are often muddied, and it's difficult to determine what's confirmed and what's fan theory. However, the prevailing conclusion I've seen more often than not was that Ember was an outcast that dreamed of being a rock star, and after she went through a rather nasty breakup, it culminated with her allowing herself to burn in a fire she may or may not have started herself. The lyrics do seem to support at least some of this, which, if true, is obviously leaning pretty hard into the darker elements of this show. As usual, these kinds of concepts are placed jarringly against the usual childish and one-note sense of humor of Danny Phantom, but we'll address that as we go along. The unfortunate thing here is that this information does in fact provide Ember with a slightly more interesting depth, but it is entirely absent from the episode. The lyrics I read are not present in the final cut, only being available should you seek out the full song and listen to it yourself. The only lyrics we do get to hear in the episode are from the chorus, which is just Ember singing Ember and remember my name over and over again, robbing us of that depth and slicing this back down to the absolute most bare bones, surface level nonsense that we usually expect from this show. And sure, I could technically say some positive things about it. It is kind of cool that her motivation comes from a foundation of loneliness and a craving to be heard. It's also kind of neat that the explanation we get for that motivation is told to us from the tool she's using to hypnotize people. It's not the most revolutionary character out there, but giving mind control to that type of person is something we don't see too often, so it's kind of neat, I guess. But again, none of this is actually in the episode. It isn't even hinted at. And this could have been amended by simply showing us a different part of the song aside from just the chorus from the 6 or 7 times that we have to listen to it in this episode. And that fact alone puts me in a predisposition of being cynical towards it, rather than actually giving the show the benefit of the doubt, which I still try to do for some bizarre reason. In all likelihood, this is due to me having spent the entire year so far researching Jurassic Park lore, of which the greater majority is only available in third-party promotional material rather than the movies themselves. I discussed in length in my Jurassic videos why this is bad and stupid, so I won't be going into it again here. However, it is a similar case here in terms of Ember's character. While there is evidence to support theories of her backstory in the episode, at the end of the day, that's all they really are. Theories. She is only a fleshed out character when you look at 20-year-old forum posts talking about how people interpret the lyrics of a song that isn't even shown fully in the episode that it originates from. And this does not do anything for the quality of that episode. But enough of my grumblings. I suppose we've put it off long enough at this point. Let's just move ourselves forward and get ourselves to the beginning of this embarrassment of an episode, shall we? Have you prepped yourself up? Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm still trying to hype myself up for it.
I'm ready.
I hate this episode.
I'm still.
So much.
From what I have witnessed in passing, I also hate it. Like, There's not been a single salvageable Danny Phantom thing that I have seen. I do not understand how you powered through any of this as a child. How old were you when you watched this? And be honest with me.
Well, we've already had this discussion. I was 13 to 14.
Did you ever return to it and watch through it again?
When I started reviewing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you start reviewing it, did you begin reviewing it under this is great? I enjoyed this.
I reviewed it like the first video, which is bad because I didn't know how to review stuff back then. Was I want to see if this is as good as I remember it.
Okay, cool. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Shall we?
Yeah.
What's this episode called?
Fanning the Flames.
Alrighty, well, they did their job.
Regardless, we open today's episode with the usual ham-fisting of all the plot-relevant devices and elements that'll make up the greater portion of this story.
Will someone please remind me why this was a good idea?
Oh, of course. We'll explain the cold open's context to the audience. Don't worry, Danny. You wanted to map the ghost zone out for some stupid reason, even though it's full of things that want to kill you, but you still continually want to turn it on and go in there, so... more power to you, honestly. Also, for whatever reason, Walker's not around anymore. Before, he was apparently patrolling this area like it was his jurisdiction or something, but since he's not the monster of the week today, he's screwed off to go do something else for the time being. So thankfully, you're able to just move around through here unhindered now. Also, mapping out the ghost zone implies that it is in fact a Euclidean space that does not shift in any fashion, which makes me question why sending ghosts back through the portal resolves whatever problem you're having in that episode. Why does the ghost not just come right back out after being sent back in? You know, like what was happening in the last episode. Curses foiled again, as they say. I guess I'll just go do something else while I wait for one of my recurring episodes. Even though I now know that this is a constantly available entry point into the human realm, I have absolutely zero interest in returning to it right now because I was caught and released like a stupid butterfly by someone who's just barely over the age in which butterfly catching is entertaining. Also, while we're on the subject, Danny, maybe you can clue me in on a few things here. Namely, how exactly you're mapping this place out. I don't even care why you're doing it, honestly. It's obviously just an excuse for the cold open. But how are you doing this exactly? I know you're busy wrestling with whatever the hell that thing is, but I do not see a single notepad, compass, or any such exploratory equipment on you at the moment.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Is
he fighting a ghost?
He's fighting a ghost.
Okay.
You are in a realm filled with floating islands and doors to different dimensions, Danny. It serves to reason that if you were trying to map out a place like that, then you'd probably want to bring something with you that would allow you to keep track of them. That was one line of dialogue that I pulled all those comments and questions from. This is going to be a big one, I think.
You're also the only one that doesn't have to wear these stupid fitting phones.
Oh boy, line 2 of the scripts. Why does Danny not have to wear the Fenton phones, Tucker? Why is he the only one that it matters with? One could say that it's probably because he's a ghost, and these headphones are probably designed to pick up ghost noises, allowing Danny to remotely speak to them without having equipment of his own. But first and foremost, that's not what these are, because surprise, surprise, these are important to the story. We find out later that the only reason Sam wasn't affected by Ember's mind control was because she was wearing them, and the explanation we hear is...
They're not supposed to look good. They're supposed to filter out spectral noise so we can communicate.
Oh, that's brilliant, Danny. So why can we hear you then? You are, in fact, a spectral noise, Danny. That's kind of an important aspect to the show's lore here. I suppose if you wanted to do a good old devil's advocate, you could say that since Danny's only half ghost, they're hearing his human side, while everything else in the zone is being silenced. But if it filters out ghost noises, why is it acting as a comm unit? Why didn't they just use a comm unit? Especially since it would have been kind of cool to play it off like Danny was communicating from a distance through EVPs. Also, if it filters out ghost noises, and this is the entire reason why Sam is able to resist the mind control, why is Tucker, who is wearing the exact same headphones, still affected by it? And no, I'm not accepting Sam's explanation of her being a contrarian. That's not how mind control works. Additionally, the music has been out for a while at this point because everyone is already wearing Ember's merchandise at this point of the show. Are we to assume that Sam just never heard the song up until the point where she put the earbuds in and then never took them off? Wouldn't it have been a bit more interesting of a story if Sam was affected by it as well, and this could have been the thing that tips Danny off that something is wrong? It's incredible. If Danny had an IQ higher than his height in inches, he'd be able to start predicting what kind of ghosts are coming based entirely off of what his parents are working on at the time.
Why did he turn corporeal again so he'd be cold?
I don't know. He was cold before too, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, here. My hands are warm.
The ghost. Oh, are they a couple?
It's
like a
it is the
that's the will they won't they of the teenage world.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Is this the ghost dimension or something?
This is the ghost dimension. Yes.
Okay. Is it called the ghost dimension?
It's called the ghost zone.
Oh, fucking even lamer.
Oh yeah, we also have that to talk about too. The most forced relationship in all of animation. Generic blank slate for teenagers to project themselves onto, boy, and the problem-causing ideologue that would have died of an overdose by now if this show took place in the 80s. Man, I just don't want to, though. Can only imagine what the writing room was like that day. All right, everyone, it's time to start teasing a relationship between Danny and Sam. It'll be great. We'll have insufferable fan art about it for literal decades. Well, that sounds terrible. Where should we start with this? What are their main compatibilities with each other? They're both main characters. Excellent. We'll get to work right away. But yeah, we'll address those moments as they come. I'm sure you're ecstatic.
When it didn't quite work, his folks, they just quit. Then Danny took a look inside of it.
This is the intro.
This is the intro.
This is a lame intro song.
I think Tana would disagree with you on that.
Oh, Tana's wrong. Hang on, let me...
When he first woke up, he realized he had snow white hair and glowing green eyes. He could walk through walls, disappear, and fly. He was much more unique than the other guy.
This is like Will Smith inspired Kid Bop rap. Like
Did they build this machine, by the way?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they all like bored one day.
No,
And
where
Danny
did they
like
build it?
pressed the switch.
When did they
in their basement?
When did they build
Where?
it? Oh, where?
In their basement.
Yeah, their basement.
I have
In the
no
basement
idea
of the
what's going
house.
on.
In their basement of their house, yes.
Basement of their house,
Yeah,
and they have kids.
Well, that's where ghosts come from, like underground. That's why they bury them.
Well, no, because ghosts aren't dead people, Asa.
No, of course not. But they're
Yeah.
still underground. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's
Like,
true. That's fair. Yeah.
Well, that's why the graveyards. Like, I don't know why we're having this conversation. Like, this doesn't make sense. Okay.
I don't get it. This Ember McLain comes out of nowhere, and suddenly she's the biggest thing since MP3s. It's so
Infuriating how mindless prepackaged corporate bubblegum is preventing true musical artists from being heard.
She looks like somebody that Sam would
Oh my
listen to.
god, there's a fucking VTuber there.
I think her name is Ember. I'm not sure.
It's
Oh,
possible.
they always have like stupid kawaii named Shammy. Like Ember's like just one of them. I think I'm on fire when I'm not like Ember.
Yeah, whatever you say, Sam. I assure you that Paramore and Evanescence are more popular artists than you think they are at this point. This is giving you the benefit of the doubt, mind you, which I don't usually do, because otherwise I get to talk about how you're one of those people that listens to random obscure music that you don't even like simply because it's obscure. Different kind of mind control is going on with you right now, Sam, but I assure you it's equally cringe.
Ember, go Ember, Ember, remember.
Oh no, he's a
Fuck
fan.
up.
Oh no.
You fucking. Oh my god.
Are you okay, Asa? We're not that far into the episode yet.
Here, There's a 0% chance I would have watched this show as a kid, even if I was aware of it.
No.
Nope. Nope. Hope I would have got up and walked away after that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah.
Learning is hip.
And also, since we haven't doubled down hard enough on the mind control theme here yet, the next scene is Lancer talking about how happy he is that the school bought a machine that plants subliminal messaging into its users as forms of education. It just glazed right over it, too. It was a little weird. Yeah, kids, the MK Ultra machines are here for the upcoming test. I'll be passing out the LSD tabs here shortly. Mr. Lancer, why is there a black unmarked van across the street? I don't know. It came with the machine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you could just use a TV.
No.
Actually, actually, they did. They just used this episode.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm feeling something. Will I have to go to the grocery store for something?
This comes up again later, but don't worry, they use the MK Ultra for good. But anyway, Ember showed up to the school for some reason, and since Amity Park doesn't actually have any kind of code of conduct when it comes to noise pollution, she's apparently able to do this as a marketing stunt for her upcoming concert. Who do you think the bad guy is in this?
The VTuber.
The VTuber? Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, that's too obvious.
The VTubers are always the bad guys. Don't base it.
Those guys are just spot out of nowhere. Nobody saw that?
Who are those other ghosts?
They're not important because they're not error.
Yeah, they're not the villain, but they are also ghosts that are just kind of gonna go away when she gets
unless they aren't actually ghosts and she's just projecting them. I could see that.
Hey, I gotta let the succubus do her work here. I gotta let her try her best.
Yeah.
See if it's my code.
Yeah. There are two main purposes for this to the actual narrative. The first one is making it so all the adults are against Ember, so we can have the B-plot/running gag of old people don't like new things. And the second is so Danny can realize she's the bad guy.
Ember's the ghost?
I'm getting a headache.
And with that, I'd like to point out that Danny was incapable of distinguishing a 2000s punk rock girl from a corpse. He had to have his spidey sense go off to let him know. There are some funny layers to that, but I'll just leave it be. Obvious narrative reasons aside, though, why is Ember doing this? It doesn't seem like she's having that big of a problem with her marketing. Did she really have to roll up on the school for an impromptu concert just to get the random high schoolers who were already coming to her show fawn over her for a few minutes? But when they say my name, it makes me more powerful. Yes, I know, Ember, but people are already doing that. It's not like it's that much of an accomplishment, but you've already conquered this entire town. And what's more, you have already lined it up to where you will have conquered the entire planet since you're planning on having the concert filmed and internationally broadcast. You've already won, Ember, so I really don't know what you're doing other than the necessary self-sabotage that you need to commit so Danny can actually beat you. You've failed to heed the golden rule of the evil mind control villain. There's always going to be someone that it doesn't work on. And more often than not, it's the protagonist, so it's the one you have to actually be careful around. Provided, let's not be developing any kind of false ideas or fears here. This is Danny we're talking about, but the writers still give him the occasional flash of clarity whenever we're coming up on the time limit, so he can't be entirely disregarded. And you aren't going to be telling me for a second that she doesn't know he exists.
Everybody in the ghost zone talks about you.
Yeah, she knows he exists. If anything, you'd think that Danny would be on the top of her priority list in terms of testing her abilities on, since he's the only person on the planet that's capable of stopping her. You'd also think that Ember would be a little bit more careful just in general, not just because of Danny, but just from the world at large, since at this point there's still a large group of people that the mind control isn't working on yet. For whatever reason, anyway. I guess she can only mind control teenagers right now or something. Which, until I find out otherwise, is the only explanation I have on why she didn't just use the guitar riff on Lancer instead of the people in the crowd. That was an unfortunate shot there. I don't know if you saw that, but they, like, drew her eyes kind of weirdly crossed, and it was really funny.
Wait, go back.
Yeah.
That's just like a usual, like, VTuber thing. They always have that little fucked up things.
Right there.
like 12 brain cells just like suicided right there. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And she had a thought. It didn't go.
Oh my god, it's so
I better go ghost in public again.
Hold on, where is everybody?
Hold up.
Did you not just see that fucking spin?
Yeah, we're
doing the fucking phone.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's just gone.
And they're all gonna be there.
Yeah. I'm going to start keeping a tally on how often Danny just forgets to not transform in the middle of public. I know everyone is thralled or distracted right now, but it's not like this is the only instance of this happening. So yeah, this is a number I'm going to start keeping track of. There we go. New gimmick for the series. Just came up with it on the spot. Should be interesting to see how that goes as we proceed. But anyway, now that Ember came by to let Danny know that she's evil, now the group can start planning to take her down. Minus Tucker, mind you. He's all but surrendered to his earthly temptations and willingly offered his soul to the siren already. I don't think that's much of a surprise, all things considered.
You do realize she's an evil mind-controlling spirit from another dimension.
Yeah, but you said the same thing about Paulina. You know, he has a point.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter.
It's like, yeah, but you said that you were wrong this other time. It's like, yeah, but I'm not wrong now. You already know that. Oh, god damn it, I hate this.
Basically, we're already a man down, and Ember hasn't even done anything yet. So we're sitting at about the point we're usually at in these episodes. But don't worry, Danny and Sam have CIA brainwashing tactics on their side. So with just a little bit of that, and maybe just a dash of psychedelics on the side, Tucker will be completely freed from the evil ghost. He'll get these weird twitches from now on and start counting down whenever you say apple in front of him, but I doubt that's anything you really need to worry about realistically. But yeah, obviously this is because this is a Danny-Sam romance episode, and we need to get rid of the third wheel. So we're clockwork oranging him as an excuse to get him out of the episode for right now. So we get our scene of Danny romantically flying off with Sam. There's certainly some comedy that only I can probably appreciate, in that Danny is only carrying her by holding on to her hand. Very romantic and beautiful, as you can imagine. It's also a good thing that he doesn't ever dislocate any of her extremities or wrists whenever he's flying around through the air like that, but I digress.
Are you okay, Sam?
Huh? Oh, it's just really nice up here, that's all. Flying's nice.
Yeah, I'm just the worst character ever, so it's whatever. They want us to like that bitch.
Man, could you imagine how Sam would be written if this show was in modern day?
Oh god, she'd be worse.
Sam would be insufferable.
Which she already is.
She'd be more insufferable. Anyway, Danny, I suppose it's safe to assume that you're on your way to go take care of the siren that's infected your town. I wonder if you've even bothered bringing the thermos with you yet. We haven't even hit the first commercial break yet, so obviously whatever you're going to do isn't going to work. And by that, I mean you're going to do something other than the thing that you know solves the problem. Pretty par for the course for a Danny Phantom episode.
Make it stop.
Flying object crashing
It never stops, Shammy. It never stops. It only gets worse.
We should do like the negative like compliments.
Keep giving them
like, hey,
to a
are you an angel?
Yet?
Because it looks like you fell from heaven and broke your nose.
So I don't understand what this actually is, because this isn't a concert. She's just giving away tickets to her concert right now. So I don't know what she's actually doing here.
They're like when you gift subs on Twitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Something tells me they're not going to love seeing their idol sucked inside the Fenton thermos.
Oh, okay. We're trying to justify it today, are we? Hold on. I wasn't expecting that one. Let's do a rewind and give that line the proper attention it deserves. We're finally starting to come up with excuses on why Danny isn't immediately using the obvious solution. And man, if it isn't the type of excuse I would expect from these people.
Something tells me they're not going to love seeing their idol sucked inside the Fenton thermos.
Oh, you mean the mind-controlled people? Yeah, they probably wouldn't like that, Danny. And then they'd get over it, because they wouldn't be mind-controlled anymore. What kind of last-second 1% usage of my brain power excuse is that supposed to be? Who cares if they don't like it? There's no guarantee they're even gonna remember it. Oh man, I can't put the stake in the vampire's heart right now. His thralls would be sad about it. Danny, I speak from the bottom of my heart when I say Get over it. And of course, I'm looking at this from the practical side. What's going to happen to these people once Ember's not around to keep reinforcing the magic? But Danny here just has stage fright and doesn't want to embarrass himself. Aw, they won't like me if I stop the demon that's thralling them. Because obviously, it's not like these idiots could do anything about it to begin with. He could suck Ember into the thermos, a few people in the crowd would grunt angrily about it, and then Danny would leave. We did it, Patrick. We saved the city. Only government-approved mind control in my jurisdiction.
I think I can distract them.
Okay, Sam. You go distract the horde of people from the thing that's taking their free will away. Let me properly translate this for you. I think I can draw attention to myself so the ghost will know that we're here and we can lose any kind of element of surprise that we currently have. That way you won't be able to use the thermos for some stupid reason, and the ghost can keep screwing with everything a little bit longer since we're only 10 minutes into the episode. Good plan, Sam. I'll just go up and not use the thermos at all, but I'll use my ghost ray that doesn't actually do any damage. That way I can just push her back slightly and allow her to counter anything that I do afterwards.
But he dropped the coffee mug.
He did. He did drop the coffee mug, but...
So he can't.
He just stood there and got hit by it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you're paying attention, okay?
I don't. Yeah, I think I do need to pay better attention, clearly. But regardless, Ember overpowers Danny because people are saying her name or something, and that in turn allows her to become arbitrarily more powerful.
Chanting makes her stronger.
You got that right, baby pop. And the more kids chanting, the stronger I get.
Yes, that is what he just said. It's just like, wow, every time you kill somebody, you gain more power. I know, and every person I kill, I just keep getting better. It's
oh my god!
Yes! I just said that!
You think I'm strong now? Just wait until midnight, when my concert goes global.
This shit is so lame, dude. This is...
I'm aware. I'm fully aware.
But like, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just this episode that's lame.
Yeah, correct.
This whole thing is like, I started to get a feel for it in Fairly Odd Parents, and then it hit one day, and like, it's just fucking lame.
Yeah.
We'll go throw rocks outside.
I agree.
We go play with a slingshot.
I would not have agreed with you back then, but you know, I would. So much more arbitrarily more powerful, in fact, that after she's done expositing her evil plan to him and Sam, she declares that she's leveled up her ability tree to include the works on protagonist skill. This is made funnier by the fact that it completely annihilates Danny's previous statement that the song wasn't working on him because of the fact that he's a ghost. Turns out that wasn't the reason at all, actually. Ember just hadn't hit the right follower threshold yet. The implication obviously being that her mind control works on other ghosts now. I would say let's take a look at the mechanics of that, but we all know that the writers didn't, so I don't really see much of a point. For the sake of the narrative, we can just assume that her skill tree goes teenagers, then teenagers with superpowers, and then probably adults or something, I don't know. Now that they're chanting my name, even though they were already doing that, I'm arbitrarily stronger, so now it affects you for no reason.
I feel like working on Danny is almost doesn't make any sense.
Yes, correct.
But the whole point is using Mew because he's a ghost, and I feel like just turning up the notches shouldn't be enough for that.
Unfortunately, teenagers wearing plot devices isn't unlocked until level 50, so we can still have an actual resolution to this episode that Ember would have otherwise just won here. Oh yeah, that's technically important to note. Sam's here too now. She has the thermos with her. She doesn't use it.
Oh my god, he lost his superpowers.
That happens a lot.
And I need to keep you busy for the next 8 hours.
Oh. Aren't you just going to turn him into an ally? That seems a little bit more beneficial in the grand scheme of things. Only person on the planet that can stop you, bring him over to your side so that you can keep an eye on him. Yeah, that seems like a better evil plan, honestly.
But nothing distracts teenagers more than hormones.
Oh. God. It's like worse when you realize the fact that this was written by a bunch of middle-aged men working at Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I try not to think about those parts.
See, guys, did you know, like, there's a special thing on that shot right there, where if you're a subscriber on her OnlyFans, you get, like, a behind-the-scenes of one of the fat guys drawing this, like, shot here.
So Ember's solution here, to make it so that Danny, leaves her alone while she's busy with all the evil stuff, is to make Danny and Sam fall in love with each other, so that they'll be too busy being in love with each other to actually do anything about the fact that Ember's taking over the world. Interestingly, Ember's guitar has a setting specifically for this, meaning she must have anticipated having to use it. A very niche and hyper-specific circumstance for her to be in, but whatever, I suppose. Sometimes you just get that legendary loot pull with status effects that you aren't going to use, but the stats are still too good to pass up. All that aside, though, what a strange plan to come up with on the spot and then conclude will be the most effective one. Once again, it's a good thing I'm not the villain right now, because I would have already won by this point. You there, new minion, walk off of this building. Take the contrarian with you. But no, of course not. We have to ensure that we claim that 1/3 of DeviantArt server space. Have to make sure we gaslight our audience into shipping these two, because otherwise some of them might veer off and ship him with Valerie or something. So yeah, now that we have this idiocy to deal with, Ember hit him with the ultra combo spell of not only making him fall in love with Sam, but also lowering his already barely room temperature IQ by another 20 points. This is what we get to deal with for the rest of the episode. Thankfully, as previously stated, Sam was wearing the plot devices, so the arbitrarily stronger magic doesn't work on her.
So this was like somebody went, wait, we need her not to get thing. Let's give her headphones. Fine, fuck it. Okay, it's enough, okay? Like, it's Saturday. This show goes out tomorrow, okay? We've got to finish this. Dead, please.
Like, how are we going to give her headphones? Like, just have her not take off the ones from the beginning.
They're new, okay? She likes them.
Yeah. This allows us to do the midway cut of the episode by leaving us on the cliffhanger that Danny's going to walk towards Sam on the billboard, which will cause it to fall and kill both of them. Unfortunately, this doesn't happen. Some of you might think that this is because of the fact that he's under Ember's spell, that he's not going ghost and just flying over to get Sam. But no, dear viewer. As someone who has watched a lot of this show over the course of the last 4 years, I can pretty confidently say he just forgot that he could do it. If the spell hadn't have worked on him, he'd be panicking right now, trying to figure out how to save her from falling off.
I genuinely think it's a gem. It's like, it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's funny, though, because I'm not sober, and I'm watching it with friends.
Yeah, I think that if you were sober right now, it'd be a little bit more rough. I think
if I was sober or on my own, like, I think either way it would be really sad.
It would be, yeah.
With you guys, it's just funny. Especially with Shammy, like, she never shuts the fuck up.
Yeah,
like,
Shammy and
she's
stunned
always
silence.
talking. Yeah. Like, I don't know what happens. Like Shammy's like all of her stuff is edited. I think it's like her inherent. I think it's her inherent like racism and sexism. But sometimes you've gotta like let people speak. Will.
Yeah, yes.
So I think you should edit less of it out.
I should stop editing Shammy out. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, like just because she loves the N-word doesn't mean you should silence her. Okay,
right.
Like
right,
it's not. Like it's like such a focus of her next book as well.
Regardless, nothing of real note happens for a couple scenes after this. Basically, all of the kids get grounded or something, and then they proceed to go to the concert anyway. Nothing really to go over.
Are all under house arrest.
Fucking Czechoslovakia 1988.
Like, that genuinely just them like being conveyor belt into like a police van. It's funny as shit.
As for your precious Ember, she's going down.
Why? Literally nothing she's doing is illegal. So this whole thing, bringing in the SWAT team. If you go to the SWAT team, it was like, hey, yo, there's this bitch making music and she's making the kids leave school. We got a problem. The SWAT team would be like, okay, bye. And it would take 6 years anyway. It takes forever for them to do anything in the government. This is stupid.
Operator, get me the Navy. Oh no, Ember's taking over the Navy.
Not the Navy.
So we we do a little bit of a skip to where Sam sneaks into Danny's room so that she can try to plan out how they're going to continue justify not using the thermos in the next few scenes.
Don't you get it, Danny? That's why I haven't been affected by Ember's music. I've been wearing the Fenton phones the whole time.
Better take them off.
And that's why I've been affected, and you have.
Yeah.
Let me take these out.
Yeah.
You could have just taken one out. You could put one in his fucking ear.
No.
Put it in his fucking ear. Filters out ghost noises. So, like, those, like, huh.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm like wondering how it would make sense if he put them on. Like he wouldn't hear ghost noises, but he's a ghost.
Well, they were originally saying, like, dude, there's no point.
Isn't he a ghost?
Yes. They were saying at first that the music wasn't working on him because he's a ghost, but then it just did.
Yeah, but like that filters out ghost noises.
Yes,
he's a ghost.
Yes,
how's she hear him?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Like,
yeah,
right?
Well, he's not full ghost,
motherfucker. They just went through. Yes, they are.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Like the ghost noise canceling devices were ghost.
And as a Danny fandom man myself, I think I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
We're called the Danny fandoms, so you know. Me and Red are like the president and the first lady, so you know.
I don't think I'm telling you enough, Asa, but I really fucking hate you.
Red is my heterosexual life partner that I only let out once a year. So
the only way this would be better would be if we had drunk Dan here too.
Yes. Like okay.
This is a very unfortunately written episode.
Yeah.
This is pretty rough. Where did he get the lock of her hair? Unless he already had it.
That's not good. I hope that's not. I hope he hasn't. That makes him really weird.
Yeah, a little bit. In true Danny Phantom style, our heroes waited until the absolute last second to actually do something about the concert at midnight that they knew was coming. And the cool thing about this instance is that we can actually see almost exactly how much time they wasted. Danny and Sam hooked Tucker up to the MK Ultra machine at 11:45 this morning.
12 hours of intensive standardized test prep.
Now, provided, this is assuming Tucker's concept of time hasn't been distorted. He has been ostensibly dipping his brain into gasoline this whole time. But realistically, the writers didn't think about that, so we'll assume it's accurate. Meaning that everyone just sat around and did absolutely nothing for over 11 hours. And by everyone, I mean Sam. I'll be fair enough to exclude Danny and Tucker from this criticism. Literal world-altering event going on right now, but Sam couldn't bring herself to sneak out of the house until the final hour before it took place. Nope. Nothing of note took place in those 11 hours and 15 minutes. Sam just sat around waiting for no reason while Danny was invisible in the room with her licking the wallpaper. But it's okay, because now we can detail the episode's grand conclusion. Now that we've retrieved the new sleeper agent, we can make our way to the concert where Tucker will immediately proceed to screw everything up and get them caught. Because despite being hooked up to an automated system for 12 hours that's literally forcing information into his brain, he still doesn't know what a PA system is.
Go kill the power.
Switch on the intercom. Got it. Now, if I were an evil mind control villain at this point, I would probably, well, I mean, I would probably mind control them realistically. It's kind of my gimmick, so I'd be utilizing it. Then there'd be this fun little interaction of, why isn't it working on this one? Oh, let me take these earbuds out real quick. Hey, look at that. I win. Needless to say, Ember forgot that she had mind control powers, because her solution instead is just to have Dash and Quan hold them down for the entire duration of the concert. Yeah, I don't see any possibility of that not going exactly the way I want it.
She has literal humans working for her. There's a venue book.
Yeah. So there was no thought put into this world building. It's just.
It's actually just insane. Well, I think what's more insane is I didn't notice these parts the first time.
Yeah, no. Job well done there, Ember. For how far you've actually come in this plan, you sure haven't thought it through very hard. Like this is a mind control person.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh, she's mind controlling the planet right now.
Oh, I love.
Oh my God, that's all
I love indigenous tribe with flat screen TV. My favorite Danny Phantom character. Like it's not even like an old timey TV. They have a flat.
Yeah, they just had
TV.
a flat screen TV. Yeah,
that's amazing. Like the Sony.
There's literally TV stations here, dog. So unless the only thing I can think of is that she would have had to convince to either like mind control them. Or there's some sort of other nonsense. And also, it's working on adults now.
I would have to say that she's probably just mind controlling them, and it just arbitrarily doesn't work on some of them for the sake of the plot. So with that in mind, let's be completely honest here. Under normal circumstances, Danny cannot beat this woman. I suppose in the end, that's not really saying much, because if these ghosts were to show any kind of competence in the slightest when they go up against him, Danny realistically would have just died to Skulker in the 3rd episode. But Ember is powerful. Ember is very powerful, and the thing that separates her from the other OP characters in the show is that she doesn't have a stupid weakness where she has to blindly obey what people ask so long as they say, I wish first. No, nothing like that, just good old Alzheimer's like normal. Every single enemy that Danny goes up against has an equal amount of dementia as him, so therefore these situations can be resolved. Maybe Danny's an SCP and that's the aura he gives off. I'd explain a bit. Anyway, yeah, Sam kisses Dash and that breaks the spell or something. So now we can actually have the fight scene start.
Oh, so seeing her kiss somebody made the love spell come off of
yes.
Yeah, that guy's like icky. I don't kiss girls.
It's because of the fact that we're like almost done with the episode, so we need to like get things like fixed up quickly.
Yeah. So like Danny's gonna snap out of it because it's a shock, and then the other guy's gonna snap out of it because he's like, "Ew, kiss girls, that's gay," and then is like,
Yeah, that one. Gee, Ember, it's almost like you could have avoided this by instead of trying to do whatever the hell you were doing before, turn them into like mindless slave people.
Or you could just fucking kill them.
Or you could do that too. Yeah, either way.
Like, what is she even going to do with all her power? What's her end goal? Oh, I'll be all powerful and do what?
Well, that is the end goal, to be all powerful because all powerful.
And do what? Some dude just shoot up a fucking grocery store?
And by that, I mean I'm not actually going to use the thermos, and I'm going to instead place myself in the exact same position I was in earlier, wherein she can thrall me again. Don't worry, though, the episode's almost over, so she won't. Also, here's more relationship teasing. Yeah, get used to this. This is going to perpetuate for the entire rest of the series, over and over again. Constant, shy, awkward moments between these two, sustaining over all 3 seasons, even though it's just going to end with Danny breaking up with her after a week when he realizes that dating her means that he also has to become a vegan and help her make the Save the Frog picket signs. How long do you realistically think you're going to be able to put up with that, Danny? How many zoo animals is she going to have to release in order for you to realize that a relationship with her isn't going to work?
But we were... But we weren't, were we?
The world is being enslaved right now.
Yeah, there's like more important things going on right now, Danny.
No.
I thought they were in a control room. When did they get next to the stage?
They shut up.
They were always there. They were always there.
The episode's almost over, Hero. That's why.
Look,
it's the
they only have 20 minutes for so they gotta wrap it up.
There's a siren mind controlling the entire planet right now. This can happen.
And
later.
you just go beat her fucking face in.
It's just, this is so hard because part of me really liked this, and
it's not like this is saying much, right? But like this is an exceptionally bad one.
Yeah, no, it's not saying anything.
It's not.
I think every episode would feel exactly the same to me. Like different flavors of shit are still shit. Oh, but this one has more corn in it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Neato, yeah. Wonderful. Let's get to this fight scene and pretend that this doesn't exist now.
I feel like my heart's been ripped out, but I know who I can take it out on!
Grocery store employees.
Danny shouldn't be able to beat her right now. And he's going to.
Correct.
He literally
he can't
got his
because
ass
he
beat.
has a thermos. So
Okay, yeah, that's true. But he's not going to do that, though.
Well, yeah, I know.
Immediately. He's going to actually fight her for a bit, which he should not be able to do, as established that when she had a reasonably sized crowd cheering her name, she immediately overpowered him. The entire world is chanting her name. She should be stronger than the Ghost King right now.
So no. I got this. Okay. So since
the stove falling down.
So like because of the fact that all of these other people all over the world, they're all chanting her name, but like the signals of her name haven't gotten to her yet because they're all really far away. So she actually isn't. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's retarded, so it doesn't work for me.
Why are we wasting the time with this?
So she's just singing the song Ember.
Like, we need to wrap the episode up quickly. Let's have a 5-minute song.
Fucking launches her ass.
Oh man, right in front of all of her fans, but we can't suck her into the fit. There is too.
Yeah, but I can uppercut her in front of the entire world through a TV. Okay.
Obviously, I don't need to say it, but Ember doesn't actually use any of her abilities during this fight. She does do a whole bunch of other random nonsense that she didn't do before, and apparently it's still enough to work because Danny can't do anything about it.
Jesus Christ, move out the fucking way.
I fucking love turn-based combat.
Yeah.
Fucking Final Fantasy is my favorite old turn shit, so
Danny Phantom is a turn-based combat cartoon.
Unironically, doesn't it feel like that?
It does.
It feels like a early 2000s like Persona kind of thing.
Danny should be so fucked after that. She is super juiced right now. That should have fucking nuked him.
Why didn't she just try and put him under another spell? Why is she just doing punch now?
Because
okay.
Why is she sword fighting him with her guitar?
Like she could clearly use the guitar to cast magic mind control spells, and she's just not.
She has doing 5 of them.
This is so stupid.
I have absolutely no idea what this pink tornado force field thing is, but apparently it's hindering Danny and he can't do anything about it for some reason, so there you go.
What exactly did Ember do there? She put Danny in a little tornado thingy, I guess. That doesn't actually do anything.
Magic something, whatever. That's literally all this has been so far. Everything Ember does is just music, magic, something. I can kind of whatever symbol on my guitar.
The revolution will be televised!
It is televised. It's live right now.
She's too strong.
She's arbitrarily too strong for me for some reason. I can only assume that Ember got a little careless with her skill points and started multi-classing into another tree that doesn't complement her main tree. Happens to the best of us, I know. But unfortunately, you have now bricked your character. Now you have to split your skill points between your damage output and your hypnosis path, which is ultimately going to leave you underpowered against the higher level mobs later on. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. This show is actually draining my mental capabilities. Let's start wrapping this up.
I'm crying. The witching hour, the delirium time is the perfect time to be watching shit like this. It's fucking perfect.
Danny makes it so that no one likes Ember anymore by having Tucker start singing. This takes away all of Ember's arbitrary power levels, and Danny decides we're close enough to the end to where using the thermos is justified.
Okay, cool. Then Ember murders him really quick, and then immediately proceeds to do the exact to just start singing.
No, because now people aren't saying her name anymore, so now she's not arbitrarily strong anymore.
She doesn't even need people to do that because she had people doing it before without even with the CDs. It's just, it's so dumb. Yeah, if only you didn't stand there doing literally nothing, you wouldn't have lost.
Danny, that was awesome!
I was, dude, this fucking awkward dumb shit every 5 seconds. I bet that'll be...
Yeah,
I'll eat that up.
And then Butch Hartman was like, this is great. Let's do this for every single episode going forward. We closed the episode knowing that everyone in the school was mind controlled again anyway, because the CIA devices were left there. The end. Yeah, I think that's all this episode's ending really deserves. Let's get some closing thoughts going on this one. Well, that was terrible like normal.
Yep.
That was fun.
So what did you think of your first Danny Phantom episode?
I hope it's my last.
All right.
Like I said, that shit is lame. I don't know how children, let alone grown-ass adults, can put up with being insulted by the leaps that you have to take at a moment-to-moment notice on the continuity of events of this show. Like, everything has no rules. Like, shit happens because they want it to happen when they want it to happen, and nothing can happen unless they want it to happen when they want it to happen.
Yep.
And I find that despicable and insulting to an audience.
Yeah.
That's my long and short of it.
Yeah.
SpongeBob does not take itself at any level of seriousness, and the themes that it holds, it because they dabble in the same area of absurdity in physics, right? But one lasts through much better than the other.
Fanning the Flames is probably one of the first episodes of the series that truly shot Danny Phantom into the realms of popularity. To this day, Ember remains one of the show's most popular rogues, and is more often than not the one that I see outside the boundaries of the show's episodes or promotional material. Obviously, the character itself is the main reason for her popularity, more so than it is the episode that she's actually in. Because as usual, this wasn't a very good one. By the standards of Danny Phantom, I guess I can say they tried at the very least, but it's contrasted against the fact that this is the episode that truly kicked off the Danny-Sam shipping movement. As this is the case with pretty much all of these episodes, the concept is usually the best part and provides a good foundation for something cool that the writers stubbornly refuse to do anything with. A hypnosis ghost could have given us a good Invasion of the Body Snatchers type of episode where Danny wouldn't know who was thralled and who wasn't. Not that we really have enough characters that Danny interacts with that would make that a fully fleshed out concept, but the possibility remains. We could have done Danny Phantom the Thing, and honestly, I would have been down with that. I know the whole point was to have Sam be unaffected because they had a romance to force, but if they cared more about creating an interesting story, it would have been far more so to have Sam be under Ember's blanket spell to give that sense of isolation to Danny. Some of you might say that I'm pushing too far for the show's darker elements, but unironically, the show going darker would make it better. Everybody always goes on about how Ultimate Enemy is the best episode of the series, and subsequently it is also the darkest. Correlation, causation, I know, we'll get to that one eventually. And don't get me wrong, making something dark does not in turn make it better. I have a 2-hour review on a Christmas movie that proves that one. However, the concepts given to us by Danny Phantom are inherently dark, regardless of how goofy and whimsical Butch Hartman tries to make them. Most of the fandom already knows this, and it's reflected through their discussions and theories that are widely considered canon among them. Obviously, yes, for how much I poke fun at it, I understand the reasoning why Butch thought that he had to throw everything into reverse and backtrack on what the antagonists of the show actually were. If we would have lasted past 3 seasons, and if Steve Marmol would have been allowed to take the show in the directions he wanted, it's entirely possible that we would have started getting episodes heavier than even the heaviest points of Avatar. Because in the end, the concept carries quite a bit of weight that these are the lost souls of the deceased lashing out at a living world now that they have the means to escape purgatory. And yes, absolutely, exploring these concepts and embracing them instead of shying away would have made this show 10 times better. We're not painting with our tears here. We are exploring a very believable set of ideas that altogether isn't going to make you feel goofy and whimsical inside. And that's a good thing, because it isn't supposed to. However, I will admit I'm starting to ramble a little bit, so we'll close with this. So you're not going to come back for the next Danny Phantom episode?
Probably not.
All right.
Probably not. Probably a one and doneer.
All right.
Do you expect anything less?
No.
I detected serious sadness, and I was like, "What the fuck? No way! No way!" Oh, you know, there is some charm to this show. Let's go and watch another one.
Well, we could watch another Danny Phantom episode.
Oh,
Right?
no.
Okay.
I wouldn't. Oh, I'd watch it.
Oh.
Shammy, come on, you need to talk more.
But I just don't have anything good to say.
Then drink instead, and it'll even out.
What time is
Vodka,
it for you, Shammy?
Shammy, now it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes.
Come on, we can watch another Danny Phantom. Come on, it'll be funny.
So, Shammy, what is your opinion on Danny Phantom for all the good people watching at home?
I don't understand
And it
how
just
the
cuts
show is
there.
popular.
What would be the next Danny Phantom episode like?
Asa, you really want to watch more Danny Phantom?
Look, okay, like I'm really into this show now that I'm never gonna watch without you guys. So, and I need Shammy loves it. I don't want to deprive her of that.
Do you think if someone had gone and played Randy Stair some like 9 Inch Nails, which is some like heavy distortion, like angsty, angry music, but really is like fucking. Yeah, everything sucks. Get the fuck over it. It would have broken the spell on him.
Probably not.
I think it would.
Maybe.
I think not having a place to properly put anger is what pushes these people over the edge. And
maybe.
And sometimes some angst put in the right spot.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we have lots of stresses and shit, you know, and there is righteous depression. And you do need an outlet. Like, because there are forces in this world that we have no control over that fucking suck. So you need an outlet. And if you have no outlet, you just, you know, build and build and build until you